What's up, everybody? For those of you who don't know, my name is the Trucking Trader. I primarily trade Nas 100. I am pretty much still a new trader. This is almost my 5th year of trading. I know some of you may hear that and say, no, you're pretty old, but honestly, I still feel like I'm a new trader. I still have so much to learn. And currently, I'm just working on my prop firm challenges. I just wanted to give you guys a quick analysis on Nas 100. Okay, so currently we are in a strong uptrend. If you look at the daily charts, I like to do a 20-day look back. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I'll just put it on this candle right here. And this 20-day range right here so far, this is my range, this little box. Okay. So for now, I'm going to remove this box. I don't want to leave it on there. So if you look at the daily, you realize recently we have been uptrending. Okay, the market did come down right here on this day, on this red candle right here that I'm highlighting right now. The market did come down. Let me remove these boxes for now. The market did come down on this day, and I'm going to show you guys exactly the reason why it spiked up from here. So as you can see from right here we had a fair value gap, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. The mark on a daily chart right here on this candle where my vertical line is, we had this candle right here made the fair value gap. If you don't know what the fair value gap is, I definitely recommend going to ICT's channel and then, checking him out. You can learn a lot from him. I think he has the best information. Plus, the mentorship is free. So right here, this fair value gap, the market broke above, closed above this fair value gap. Now, for me and how ICT teaches is that once the market breaks above a fair value gap, right? So this is a daily fair value gap. Once the daily candle closes above this box, now this becomes an inversion fair value gap. So you can see right here on this day, on this red candle, when the market drops down, it goes right a little bit under the fair value gap, and then it shoots off like a rocket. Okay, so we are in the uptrend. Long story short, we can go to the 4-hour chart. Okay, me personally, that's all I need to see is that on a daily time frame. But we can also go to the 4-hour and see what else we may be able to find in here. We see that when price dipped down into the market, it took out recent sell stops. Okay, if they're gonna, yep. So we took out that sell stop right there, and then we went into the inversion fair value gap, but we also went into this order block right here. Okay, let me make that a different color. We went into this order block right there. I'll zoom in. I'm doing this from my phone. Right here where my vertical line is at, we went into this order block, bounced up like crazy, broke past all of this liquidity right here, these equal lows, and then we kept going. Okay, so we are currently in the uptrend. Now today is Friday the 19th, January the 19th. So I'll let you guys, the market is going to open soon, so I'll let you guys know what I think the market could do. Now, because we are in the uptrend, the market has not sold, but it has bought up tremendously. Obviously, I'm expecting some type of retracement. Okay, so this red line right here is my 12 a.m. opening candle. Okay, we do have a fair value gap right here. It seems like the market drove down. This is the hourly chart. The market drove down, popped back up, took out this high, created a fair value gap. So we have this fair value gap right here. on the hourly chart. Okay, so the market is starting to come down a little bit right now. I am going to, so this blue box will be a first target. I am going to see what's going on. So far, doesn't seem like much is going on right now. Me personally, I like to look at a 15-minute chart for the most part, but I also like to look at a 5-minute chart, and sometimes every once in a while I'll go to a 1 minute. So right here we see we're in a fair value gap right here on the 15-minute where my horizontal line is at. Okay, that's a fair minute candle. So I'm expecting to see some type of bounce from this zone maybe, but I'm not going to take the trade. I don't really feel comfortable with this trade just yet, because we have already bought up so much. So if I'm going to look for something, me personally, I would be more comfortable with a sell right now, because I'm expecting the market to retrace. We have so much liquidity down here. If I go into a 5-minute chart, you may be able to see some of the liquidity better. But we have sell stops right here, sell stops right there. Okay, so, and then, the market, when the market first opened, is so volatile. That's another reason why I just wouldn't take that trade, because it could easily just blow through the stop loss. Okay, so I want to open up. This is my 100K prop firm account with Funded Next. I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but I'm just letting you guys know what's going on. Okay, I like to have my app ready. So what do we have? We have looks like we may have a breaker. Is this high? 139. Yeah, so far it looks like we have a breaker. I also want to look at it on the 30-minute and see. Okay, it's not as clean as I would want it to be on the 30-minute, but we do have a breaker. So I'm gonna go back to the 15-minute and show you guys what it is. If you don't know what a breaker is, you should know what it is by now, but it's an ICT pattern. So we made a high right here. Okay, I'm gonna put a little box on it because I'm moving fast. The market just opened. We made a high right here. Then we came down, we made a low right there. Then we made another high, a higher high, and then we broke this recent low that we made. So this is a breaker pattern. And essentially how the breaker works is that you want to see the last down close candle. You want to see price come up into this and get respected. So currently the market just took these sell stops at the 12 a.m. candle. So I'm going to take note of that now, because right now the market just, notice how it just ran. That red line is where my 12 a.m. candle is at. Notice how it just ran below these two equal lows right here on the 15-minute chart, and then it instantly spikes up. That's something to take note of. But we do have this breaker for now, and I think we're going to have, well, no, actually we do have a inversion fair value gap right here. So I'll label these for you guys. Wait, where did it go? Okay, I'll label these inversion fair value gap. Okay, now it's still super early, so we don't want to get excited. Me personally, I hate trading countertrend. So right now, I'm pretty much expecting the market to go down, even though it's been bullish all week. Well, honestly, it haven't been bullish all week. It started to become bullish. I believe that was Wednesday. So, but pretty much we're bullish for the week overall. So, I hate taking counter trend trades, but sometimes, nobody can be perfect. We all break our rules, and if the setup is decent, I'll take it. So you just have to be comfortable with losing or winning. That's all it really is. So if I was to take the trade at the breaker, my stop loss would be at 71.50. My take profit will have to be maybe down here at this fair value gap. So I'll just say 69.80, maybe 69.80. And then we could always switch that up depending on if the market goes down, how fast is it going, and those other variables like that. So if we could get the price to go back up to this breaker, that will put price like around 17100. So we would be risking about 50 pips to make about 120, maybe more. So that's if that trade goes through. We'll see if that goes through right now. And now we just pretty much wait. That's the setup I have for now. What I would have loved to seen was when price came up here and it took out this high right here. Okay, but when price came up and took out this high, I would have loved to seen a fair value gap created. And even if you drop down on time frames, you still don't see any fair value gap created. Now, you do see one right here. That's very interesting. Okay, you do see one that was just created right here. And that thing is looking pretty nice. But I still want to be careful because price could want to go up and take out the buy stops once more. So I have to be very careful about that. I have to be very careful about that. So I'm going to remove this inversion off of my chart because I want to see if this fair value gap is going to be valid. Plus we got the breaker right above it, and we have an order block right there as well. So when I see all of those things, it really gives me a lot of confidence in the trade. But me personally, I like to see a market break these buy stops up here first. But it doesn't have to happen, you know. It already went up there once and took the buy stops. It could just be done doing that for now. But I don't like how we went down here. We took sell side because typically if they take sell side, they're going to want to take buy side soon. So we just have to wait and see. The market just opened. It's really hard to get something that's like making me super comfortable, you know, like a short thing or something that could at least make me feel like it's a short thing. So only thing we can do right now is wait. So I'll keep you guys updated on everything that I'm looking at. And may not even take it. So if I look up and price is respecting this 5-minute fair value gap, I may be able to get in that trade with a smaller stop loss. But I'd rather trust the breaker because the breaker was created when we took the buy stops. So that's my thoughts on that right now. You know, I'd rather trust the breaker. So we're going to see what happens on a 15-minute. And as you can see, it's still having some type of reaction off of the inversion. It's not on my chart anymore, but you can see the inversion itself is giving this thing a hard time when it comes to moving up. So That's what I like to see. I like to see, when I'm reading price, I like to see every little thing. I don't want to just, if it was to take out those sell stops and then just spike all the way up, then I know there's no reason to sell today. But right now it's struggling. The market open. It's still struggling to even get back up to this 5-minute fair value gap. That's what I like to see. We also have an order block within this breaker. These 2 green candles right here. Let me see if I can highlight them real fast. Those 2 green candles and this yellow box, that's an order block. So we'll see what's going on. Price is starting to come up. And since price is coming up, I want to put a horizontal line on where the stop loss will be for that 5-minute fair value gap. Why? Because we don't want to see price get over this line. So even if we go into the fair value gap or if we go into the breaker, we don't want to see price get over this line. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that so I'll know. But my stop loss is still going to be at the top of the breaker because I'm trading this breaker pattern. If you was trading the 5-minute fair value gap, then yes, you could put your stop loss where that red line is at. Or actually, I'm going to change the color so y'all don't get confused. Let's just say where the purple line is at. You could put your stop loss there if you was trading the 5-minute fair value gap. Like I said, I don't trust the fair value gap, even though it should be valid. It did run out the stops up here. It ran out the stops, came down, broke a low, big candles, but I don't trust it only because price came down here and wicked below this 12 a.m. opening candle, took out these 2 equal lows, went into a fair value gap right here, went into a fair value gap, and now it's running like crazy. So you got to be real careful when you're in a buy program and then you see things like this. You don't want to be trying to sell, because even though we have this blue box down here, our 1-hour fair value gap, that's a target area. You still don't know how much the market is going to want to run before it even gets to that target area. So all we have to do is be patient. It's okay to come up with a trading plan, but when you're executing the trading plan, you have to be patient. You can't just get excited and jump in there and just start doing anything because, I got a good trading plan and it makes sense. I might as well get in the trade. You have to be patient. Sometimes I'll even miss my trade from being too patient. Okay, but we have an order block right there. We have this 5-minute fair value gap. So I'm going to watch it on the 5-minute fair value gap. I'm going to watch it on the 5-minute chart, mainly because I want to see if the 5-minute candles respect this fair value gap. If it does, I could more than likely get a really good entry. So far, it went in there and it had a little rejection. That's good. That's exactly what I want to see. Notice I didn't get in the trade. I'm not rushing anything. I'm not fearing of missing out. You're going to miss trades. And that's as simple as that. You're going to miss so many trades. It's not even funny, but it's okay because there's always another day, another opportunity to be great. So just have to be patient. Just have to be patient. And that's what I love to see right there. I still think that it's going to wick into the blue box, and that's going to be my entry. So far, let's say if I took the trade from here, I will be risking 90 points to make about, 80? So I don't like that risk to reward. I'll need to get that up a little bit higher. Obviously, I'm not going to take the trade from there, but I just wanted to see. So here we go again. We're making our second push. I want to see it just go into that blue box. I don't want to see it go above that purple line. I just want to see it go into that blue box, even just a little bit, and then come back down and close inside of the red box or even lower. That's what I want to see. Now, I'm going to have to take my entry as all of this happened. But if it closed above the red box, I may be more tempted to close my trade out and manage my risk. But I don't have to because I'm taking it from the breaker. But it would just be nice to see everything come together like that. If I was to take it from the fair value gap, my stop loss would be at 118. So if I was taking it now, I would be risking about 50 points. So that's not bad, but I want to see it go a little bit higher. Fully exhaust all of this buying out. Just get it exhausted as possible. If we're truly reversing, then we don't want to see this big red candle get broken. We want to see price stay below that big red candle. If we're truly starting to enter a downtrend. That's why I say even though my stop loss would be much higher, I could adjust it depending on what I'm seeing. So I could cut my losses quick depending on what I'm seeing. So it's looking like it's respecting this 5 minute. We might not even get the blue zone. I might have to take the trade now, honestly. We may not even get the blue zone. I really wanted to get a wick entry on that breaker, but it may not give it to me. This 5 minute fair value gap is looking pretty strong right now. I still want to wait. I still want to have patience. And it's looking like it could leave without me. So I may have to see if I could get in before it takes off. I just want to have patience one more time. If it even gets back up in there. Let's see. Put me a point. Okay. So it's looking like we're about to drop. I really wanted the blue box, which is the breaker. That's what I wanted the most. You know, part of me still believes that we can get up there. I'm just waiting to see. So already that was 20 plus points, almost 30 points just off of that trade alone. You could have took that. So it's obviously leaving me. I'm still being patient because I'm going for a much bigger move. If I was just going for 20 or 30 points, I could have been in there. But I'm looking for a much bigger move. So I'm waiting for the market to fully exhaust itself. Sometimes it has to touch in these fair value gaps at least once or twice, especially when you're counter trend. Now, if this was if we was on the right side of trend, it would have went in there maybe once or twice and left. But when you're counter trend trading, you want to make sure because, price action tends to come around and chop everybody up. Like even now, you was just up almost 30 points, but now it's coming back against you. So people who was in the trade, they didn't take their trade. They're like, oh man, what's going on? I don't know what's going on right now. And that's why I didn't want to rush, because sometimes when that happens to me, I'll just be done on the day, and then I'll still see the market go, to my original take profit. But it's nothing wrong with just locking in 20 or 30 points on the day. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Seemed like that it might have just went to the midpoint. If it just went to the midpoint of this fair value gap, then I'm getting in. Where that purple line is at on my feed. Yep, look at that. Went to the midpoint of that fair value gap. Just touched it. So I'm going to take a trade right now. Okay, and then I'll just have to live with my risk. I'm going to switch my risk down to 7,120. I'm just going to have to live with that because, okay, so ICT teaches you when price comes back up and goes to the midpoint of the fair value gap, most of the time that's the last attempt that it really wants to make before it starts to go. So, and as you guys notice, I didn't even get in the fair value gap, but I wanted to get in because that's like a signature. It can really start to run after that. So I don't want to be in. Let's see, I'm down almost 10 points right now. And I'm risking about 54 points on this. So I'm risking about 54 points to make like 80. So, and look, now it's coming to go in my blue box. Wow. So as you guys can see, even when you're being patient, you're still going to end up getting a worse entry or something like that. So completely fine with me. I'll just wait. There's no reason for me to stack positions or anything like that, especially because it's a Friday. I'm counter trend. There's no reason for me to get too excited. Let me see. Let me see if I want to see if I can. Okay, we're in this blue box. This is where I wanted to be taking my entry from. Okay, I'm going to take an entry right there. I'm going to take an entry right there. Look at that. Look at that. That's where I wanted my entry. It did close above the fair value gap on a 5-minute chart, but not by much. It wicked off of that order block. But because it even closed above it a little bit, I'm not going to pay as much attention to this fair value gap anymore. I'm going to be mainly looking at this order block right here. But like I said earlier, it would still be great if it kind of respects this fair value gap even a little bit. You know, I would love to see price that starts to come down. This is what happens when you're a counter trend. Everything is much slower. Everything is much cringier. I don't know if cringier is a word, but that's just what it is, man. It's like, sigh, you know, the moves take such a long time. Sometimes it's not even worth it. But I think because we did nothing but go up for the last few days, I think we can at least just have a retracement. So I want to see the mean threshold, which is the midpoint of this fair value gap, where that purple line is. I want to see that. That's the most I will want to see price go. So I'll put a line on here. This is the most I would like to see price go up into. Right there. Because I want to take this fib off of my chart. We're already in heavy drawdown. $500. Then also what I don't want to see is I don't want to see this 5-minute fair value gap turn into an inversion fair value gap. So you see right here, it already kind of like went down once and bounced off. If I see that happen too many times, then I'll just get out the trade, because this is turning into an inversion. Remember, once it breaks above or below a fair value gap, depending on if you're looking for it to buy or sell, it could become an inversion. So right there, it's coming down. I want to see this thing just rip through, keep ripping. If it starts to respect it too much, and I'm just going to close my trade. And another way to know if we're on the right side, there's an order block right here. I want to see it get through that too. So let's see. Right now, we're only up $100 or so. I want to see it pound through all of this stuff right here. Right now, where that one entry was horrible. See how it just reacted off of that order block? That's what I don't want to see. That's what I don't want to see. So I'll try to be a little bit more patient with it, because that was the first touch. But that is what I do not want to see. You know, sometimes when you're counter trend, you have to be patient. You know, I know what I'm risking. And that's that. Whoa. Okay, this is very crazy price action. I got to close out. That was very crazy price action. And that's why you don't want to see price react off of that order block like that. But it looked like we may just ran some stops. Oh, it was a news event. Was it a news event today? I might have forgot all about the news event, you guys. It's horrible. Let me see. I think I'm in a different, am I in a different time zone? Oh man, there was a news event. So luckily I had my stop loss high enough to not get stopped out, but that definitely startled me for sure. I mean, you could hear it in my voice. Now that makes all of the sense in the world now, because I was wondering like what's going on. Should have made a move by now, but dang, the news event, I still want to see it close below that red line on this 5-minute chart. That's why proper stop loss management is so important, because we didn't even get stopped out. We did go into some drawdown, but that's okay. Went into some deep drawdown, but that's okay. At least we didn't get stopped out. We still have a fighting chance with this trade idea. Come on down to Papa, baby. Come on, don't be scared now. Don't be scared. Okay, it's looking like it might want to go take out those buy stops. So I'm gonna just close this trade, because I'm not liking price action. I'm waiting on this one candle to close. I want to see where it's gonna close at, so I don't get faked out. But I'm essentially getting ready to close this trade, depending on where it closes. That was so close. I wanted to see it close below that line, but I'm closing for a loss. I'm closing for a loss. I'd rather just take this loss and then be done, man, because it's such confusing price action. So, wow. in. I hope I don't regret it. I did get back in. I would like to see the market finally starting to go where I wanted it to go, so I had to get back in there. Same stop loss, pretty much same entry and everything else. I'm already down on the day. I'm already down almost $900. So very least I want to be able to get this back. If the market starts to move downwards very fast, I could easily get it back. You know, it's a shame that I even took the loss on the first trade. You know, I said I didn't want to see it close below this red line. It came close. That's what kind of freaked me out. So I sold. Let's see if we're going to get it back. Starting to come down. I want to see it just blow through this fair value gap. Just blow through. No reactions. You already reacted enough. Just blow through this fair value gap. I'm actually put it a little bit lower because it's a bit wider on the 5-minute. I want to see it blow through this one too. Blow through it. Okay, it's having a reaction. It's having a reaction. I'm going to be a little bit patient. I mean, I was patient the first time. I'm kind of sad that they went up there and took me out the trade, man. That was whack. That was whack. But that's what happens, man. That's trading for you. I would like to see the momentum continue to the downside. Mark up this 1-minute fair value gap. The market could want to come back here. We're going to see. I want to be patient, man. I want to be a little patient with this trade. I may even add to it. I don't really know. Then where that 5-minute was at. Let's see. I'm going to remove that off of there. So this count is all the way up here. I hope I'm not making the wrong decision by holding, because the market have been extremely choppy today. But sometimes that's what happens, man. You go for a bigger target, you miss out on your profits. And it's bouncing hard off of this fair value gap. Didn't want to see all of that. Okay, so it went up into this fair value gap right here. May want to go a little bit higher. Let's see. Okay, it's going higher. I'm going to remove this. I may even add to my position. Don't judge me. I know this might be a little stupid, but I may add stop loss 790. All right. Oh crap, actually stop loss would be 7115. Just went right above that purple line, which is the premium. It could just go from here because it went above that purple line. So right here, I think I'm going to take another entry. Part of me wish I would have just closed that one trade and then re-enter, but I'll take another entry right here. I don't want to see this 1 minute close above that yellow box. If that happens, then I'll just close everything out immediately. All right, it's looking like we're going to have to close these. Market been faking me out a lot today, so I want to give it a little bit of time, but it's not what I wanted to see. Let's see, maybe it looks a little different on the 2 minute. Let's check our other time frames. Okay, yeah, there is another one on the 2 minute. If it closed above on the 2 minute as well, then I know it's just not meant to be. Then my take profit is 6,980. Good 2-to-1 risk to reward on there. I could take this off of my chart.